This is the Glad Tall Kitchen Drawstring Trash Bags, Odor Shield 13-gallon white trash bag, Febreze Fresh Clean, 110 count. After spending some time with it, I thought it might be helpful to share what I've noticed so far. I've been using these in a standard 13-gallon kitchen trash can, mostly for regular kitchen trash, food scraps, packaging, paper towels, and the usual stuff that builds up during the week. I also used them a few times with heavier trash, like leftovers from cleaning out the fridge and some pet-related waste. The fit has been good in my kitchen can. The bag opens easily, stretches over the rim without much effort, and the drawstring helps it stay in place. I don't like when a trash bag slides down into the can after a few things get tossed in, and that has not been a big issue with these. Once I pull the top around the rim, it usually stays put. The size feels right for a tall kitchen can. It reaches down close to the bottom in my can, and I'm not left with the bag hanging halfway up and taking all the weight at the top. That matters because when a bag is too short, it starts pulling at the rim and feels like it might rip when it gets full. The plastic feels lighter than I expected. It is not a thick, stiff trash bag. It feels soft and kind of stretchy. At first, I honestly thought it might tear easily, but for normal kitchen trash, it has held up better than it feels in the hand. The middle part has that textured pattern, and I can see it stretch when the bag gets packed with odd-shaped items. I've put milk jugs, takeout containers, cereal boxes, and random food packaging in it. It handles bulky items fine as long as I'm not forcing sharp corners into the side. If I press down on the trash to make more room, the bag does stretch, but I still try to be careful. Cardboard corners and hard plastic edges can poke through if I'm careless. The drawstring is one of the better parts for daily use. It makes taking the bag out simple, and it ties shut quickly. I like that I can cinch it closed without touching the trash. The string feels stronger than the body of the bag, but I have had moments where the top seam felt like the weak spot. When the bag was really full and heavy, I heard a little tearing near the drawstring area while lifting it out. It did not fully break on me every time, but it was enough that I started supporting the bottom when the bag was packed tight. That is probably my main downside. I trust the bottom more than I trust the top when the bag is heavy. I have not had a leaking mess from the bottom in normal use, even with wet food scraps. But when I overfill it, the drawstring area can feel stressed. If I'm carrying it across the kitchen or out to the outside bin, I don't swing it around by the strings. I hold it more carefully. The Febreze Fresh Clean scent is noticeable. It is not subtle when the box is opened or when I put a fresh bag in the can. I do think it helps with food smells. Things like onion scraps, old leftovers, fish packaging, and pet waste are less obvious when the lid is closed. I notice the smell control most when the trash sat for a couple of days. At the same time, the scent may be too much for some people. I don't mind scented trash bags most of the time, but this one can smell a little strong in a small kitchen or under-sink cabinet. If I were sensitive to fragrance, I would probably choose an unscented bag instead. It does not smell bad to me, but it does smell like a scented cleaning product. Compared with some store-brand kitchen bags I've used, these are better at controlling odor. Some cheaper bags hold trash fine, but the smell comes through faster. Compared with thicker bags from brands like Hefty or warehouse store options, these do not always feel as tough against sharp edges. So, it depends on what matters more. If I'm throwing away regular kitchen waste, these are easy to use. If I'm cleaning out a garage or tossing sharp packaging, I would probably use something thicker. The 110 count box is convenient. I like having a large box because I don't have to keep buying small packs. The bags pull out one at a time pretty easily. I keep the box in a cabinet, and it does not take much thought. That part is simple, and I appreciate that with something I use almost every day. One concern I had before using these was whether the scent would just cover bad smells instead of actually helping. In my use, it does reduce what I notice when I open the trash can. It does not make trash smell clean because trash is still trash, but it keeps the kitchen from smelling bad as quickly. Another concern was tearing. My honest take is that these are fine for normal kitchen use, but I would not treat them like heavy-duty contractor bags. If I overstuff them or push sharp corners into them, they can tear. If I use them the way I normally use a kitchen bag, they do the job. I think these make the most sense for someone who wants a simple kitchen trash bag with a drawstring and some odor control. They are especially useful if I'm dealing with food waste, diapers, pet litter cleanup, or trash that sits for more than one day. They are less ideal if I mostly throw away sharp boxes, heavy cans, or rough items that need a thicker bag. My relaxed recommendation is this. I would buy these again for regular kitchen trash, mostly because they fit well, tie easily, and help with smells. I would just be careful not to overfill them, and I would support the bag from the bottom if it gets heavy. If you have any questions about these Glad tall kitchen drawstring trash bags, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer based on my experience. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what trash bags you usually use. Thank you for watching.